Hey, what's going on, everybody? Zach here with Brandonwound Pickups, and we got a fun project today. So this is just something I've had sitting around the shop for a while. I should probably do something with it. So this started life as a 1958 Gibson P-90, and we have the base plate too, which is messed up, obviously. And so is the pickup. I mean, you can see it's got a little chunk missing there. But it's a relatively clean chunk that's missing. So I think we can remedy this. I think we're going to try to fix this and rebuild it back into a P-90 today. There's no wire left on this. I've already kind of taken that because the pickup was in such bad condition that I ended up taking the wire, or what was left that was working, and I wound it onto a couple of our butyrate PAF bobbins. So this is actual legit 1958 wire on here. I unwound it off of the PAF, or off of the P-90 onto a spool, and then back onto the PAF bobbins here. And this has our new PAF replica tape on it too. Looks really good. It's the correct thickness, and it's perfect. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to fix this bobbin. It's a nice clean like break, and I happen to have this pickup right here, which is another 50s P-90 that is absolutely ruined. There's nothing left of any use on this. You can see the wire is even totally jacked. And look at the wire there. There's two different shades of plain enamel in the same pickup. This had a factory splice in it. And it was definitely totally original, because I think I peeled the tape off of it and it was like, you know, that tape had never been off before. We have seen factory splices in these old P-90s before, so that's just kind of cool to see. But this bottom piece here is in pretty good condition. It's got a little crack there like they usually do. But what I'm thinking is we're going to take part of this bottom piece and use it to repair this top piece here. So we'll kind of mark off what we need. We'll cut it off of there, and then we'll try to blend it into this bobbin. And then we'll put it together with this kind of really messed up base plate, but it is original. Or I might look around and see if I have a nicer one somewhere. You can actually see this base plate is brass. Kind of cool, right? So these original P-90 base plates were brass, and I believe they were tin plated, I want to say. Something like that, which is what made them silver. But it is a different material than PAF base plates, which were German nickel silver. So that's just an interesting little factoid there. Magnet-wise, sorry, we're not using the original magnets. It's a rewound pickup, and those 50s long magnets are worth a lot of money. And they currently reside in my custom shop Les Paul, which they will remain there until I decide to sell them. So we're going to use my magnets, but it'll sound fine. I mean, honestly, the 50s long magnets are really cool, and they're great to look at, and it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside when you have them. They're just magnets. Gibson used whatever they could get their hands on back in the day. I mean, there's a lot of magic out there with those original magnets. And they do sound good, don't get me wrong, but modern magnets sound good too. So anyways, that's my take on that, but we'll be using my magnets on this. The original base plate. I don't think it came with screws, and I don't have pole pieces either, so we'll have to age up some pole pieces. But yeah, I just figured, you know, why not rebuild it? It's been sitting around the shop for like 3 or 4 months, so let's do something with it. Okay, so I'm gonna shut the camera off here, and I'm gonna start cutting up this base of the bobbin here, and we're gonna try to start patching this thing. So we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so we got that new piece kind of grafted on there. You can see the glue is still wet. Now, I have actually already glued this on, and it was nice and stable, but I'd went in and put a little bit of extra glue over the top and the sides just to kind of help blend it in a little bit. I mean, it came out nice. It was a pretty good cut, and then I just had to do a little bit of shaping. There's one spot over here I'm going to have to fill in a little spot, which is fine. I mean, that's pretty typical with this. And what I'll do with that is I'll actually take that other junk bobbin and I'll sand it and get some dust from it. And then we'll use that dust, a mixture of dust and super glue, to fill in any little tiny gaps it might have. And that's kind of the same principle with putting the extra glue over the top here too. It's just going to help us blend that in and make the crack less noticeable. But yeah, I mean, just look at it from back here. it looks like a P-90 bobbin. Looks pretty good. So yeah, at this point, we're going to go ahead and let this dry, which is going to take a little while. I'll probably go put it in front of the fan or something. And then we'll come back later after I have this thing all blended in, and then we're going to chuck this thing on the winder and get it going, and I guess we'll just keep you guys updated. Be back here in a little bit. Alright guys, so we're almost done with the bobbin here. Check it out. That looks like a 50's Gibson P-90 bobbin again. Yeah, it came out really nice actually. I'm really happy with that. You can kind of still see where we attached the new piece. It's made a little bit more obvious by the fact that this pickup has some like paint on it. That's what it looks like. You can kind of see it on this edge here, like a yellowish sort of paint. Who knows what that's from? Maybe somebody refinished the guitar and didn't take the pickup out. That wouldn't be very smart, but it looks like that is possibly what happened. Who knows, man? These things don't come with logbooks. It was kind of all over the pole pieces too, so I'm guessing that's probably what happened. I'm not going to clean all the paint off. I mean, I already took some of it off. You can kind of see it looks a little bit better, but I'm not going to bother to go in and take every little bit of it off, because, I mean, it just kind of is what it is. So, we're almost done with this. Not quite. I still have to fill in this one tiny little piece here on the side. I mean, I really don't have to, but it's just like I would feel better inside if I did. One of those kind of things. And then we do have to do a little bit of work to the inside of the bobbin. Basically, we have to do the same thing we did to the top. We got to blend it in, make sure it's really smooth. And that's especially important on the inside of the bobbin because we don't want the wire to catch when it's winding around there, because it might snag it and break it, or, you know, whatever. So we got to clean that up, we got to fix that side, and then we're going to be ready to wind this thing. We're going to wind it on that winder right there, which is a Geo Stevens winder. Actually pretty similar to the one that Gibson wound P-90s on in the 50s. It's a newer machine, but it's a very similar design. So, oh, I just realized I have to take the remainder of the wire off of this too. There's a tiny little bit of wire left on there. You can kind of see it. And it's still got the lead coming out. This one has a long lead in it. It wraps all the way around the bobbin, which is cool. A lot of these P-90s are like that. Anyways, so I'm going to finish up the bobbin. We're going to get this thing on the winder, and the next time you see it, we're going to have wire on it. Alright guys, so you saw the pickup on the winder there. We went ahead and got it wound up with our own custom 42 gauge plain enamel wire. It's going to be about 8.6 to 8.7K, which is nice and hot. It's going to sound really good. And now we have a 50's P-90 again, not missing a chunk of bobbin. The repair came out really nice. It looks great. It's not totally perfect, but it doesn't really need to be. It's really strong and it looks good and it's going to sound good, and that's all that matters. We got our original base plate there. You can see the holes are kind of drilled bigger than they need to be, but that's just fine. Again, it's gonna work. We have our replica tape on here, looking really nice. Can't really see that either. We did age up some pole pieces to put in there. Again, looks about like it should. Yeah, we have the original keeper bar in there, which is cool. I did manage to find that. And we have our new magnets in there. So you got a nice rewound P-90 with a long lead. I mean, yeah, it's not an original P-90 in the sense of it doesn't have the original windings or magnets or anything, but you still got the vibe, and that counts for something. So yeah, this is technically my pickup. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I might keep it, put it in something, I might sell it, I don't know. If any of you guys are interested in this pickup, let me know and I'll give you a good deal on it. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Really fun project, really love doing that kind of stuff. It's always a good time. So, I guess that's it for this episode of whatever this is. It's not really a rewind time, but it's just kind of a fun project. But we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.